The number one complaint I hear about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is that combat can be boring. It can be slow, it can be repetitive, and the rules don't really lend themselves to better combat. I'm specifically talking about one that I hate the most, and that's attacks of opportunity. The idea being that you can't move away from a combatant if you're within melee range. It makes perfect logical sense from a mechanical point of view. If I'm right up next to somebody, you can't just walk away from a combatant all willy-nilly. You have to disengage carefully using your action. The problem is, and this is taught to brand new players almost the first second they get to the table. All right, so you see this immediately in their first combats, right? They're 40 or 50 away from the bad guys, and they're cocky, right? They're moving, they're being heroes. What we want them as DMs to be is to be the hero. The hero moves around, right? He's brave, he's combatant, he's tactical. All the things that we want our players to do in combat. But the second you place a token next to him, and you say you can't move because you're going to get an attack of opportunity on you if you do. This is literally trained into brand new players the second they start playing the game. And this sticks with them. I know I struggle with my family game all the time because combat ends up with them going to a position and stopping. As if they're chained to the ground, they're just going to stand there and do their attacks until it's completely free. This is pretty terrible for gameplay. You can't have that kind of dynamic, fast-paced, fun fight where you're using the environment and you're moving around and you're flanking and you're doing everything that you want to see in a tactical but still really interesting fight. Think Critical Role. When they're fighting, they're not just standing there swinging their sword and then, okay, it's now my turn, done. No, they're talking about the environment. They're talking about knocking torches over, and they're talking about toppling tables, and they're talking about angling themselves so they're within this person and away from this person, because it tells you as the DM that your players are in the right mind space. They're seeing the environment around you, not just the map. When the players see nothing but the map and attack of opportunities is mixed into that, then you're going to get players that don't want to take that extra free hit against them. So I propose we make a few small changes to attacks of opportunity, and the first one's going to be at disadvantage. So we're eliminating that imminent threat that you're going to take a hit if you try to move away. You're at least given a 50-50 chance, or at least lowering the chances that that's going to happen. Also, I think it's important to remind our players at the table to see the world around them. Understand that they can knock a table over and dodge behind it to avoid those archers. That might be enough cause for them to take that chance to move out of melee range and then do the thing that gets them involved with, the scene around you, not just what's on the map, not just the squares on the map in front of you, but instead have them visualize the world in which they can use to their advantage. I also think it's important to remind your players that there are advantages to movement. There's advantages to staying fluid in combat, whether it's to help a buddy out who's currently being flanked by the goblins, or it's to block an escape route, or to get around the front pack and then try to get within melee range of the mage in an attempt to break his concentration. And I think it's also vitally important that we remind our players and keep them in the mindset of knowing that attack of opportunity is a reaction. They can only do it once per turn. So if the players are paying attention, and they hopefully are, they'll know that a reaction's been taken, and that fear of moving in the first place might not even be valid because they might not be able to take an attack of opportunity. So yeah, that's my rant. Attack of opportunity is a great way to train new players and older players alike to be really boring in combat, and I think we should do something about it. If they're not having fun, right, what's the point? So if we can create a better combat situation by not having it or putting it at a disadvantage, I think everybody wins from that. You can make it up, bump the hit points, bump the damage a little bit if you need to make things a little bit more dangerous for the players, add some more ranged people if you need to. But I think just nuking it or nerfing it will improve combat greatly, because players aren't going to feel chained to that one spot the second the combat comes to them. So what do you guys think? Am I crazy? Am I delusional? An attack of opportunity is absolutely critical to the system that we love so much? Let me know in the comments. In the meantime, check out these videos over here. We got some really cool stuff going on. See you guys next time.